understand how this mobile food pantry works. It's actually one of the most requested comments on these videos. So I thought today I would take you and show you exactly how it works for my area. In my research, I'm finding that these mobile food pantries tend to be more for Indiana, but down below in the description box, you can find local food pantries in your area. A lot of churches may not necessarily be a part of whatever association it is that puts it on the website, so make sure that you're reaching out to your local churches. A lot of them tend to have member donated food pantry type of situations. Other places you can look at that I've heard from other videos are like your local sheriff's department and similar things. Another comment that I got the other day was, if I have such a great blender, should I really be going to these food pantries? And so yes, I do have a wonderful blender. The blender was a gift to somebody that picked it up at Marshall's after I had spent multiple amounts of dollars on blenders that were breaking constantly. And so she's like, hey, I found this at Marshall's. It was $100. Nobody knew what they had, which makes sense for our little town back in California. And so she got it for me. So all that to say, you don't necessarily know or understand people's circumstances. So it's always good to just think the better of people. And I'm guilty of this too, where, you know, someone with a Coach purse starts pulling out WIC coupons, but you don't know their situation. And as somebody that has received a Coach purse as a gift, somebody got the next latest and greatest Coach purse and gave me her old one. You never know the circumstances. That experience taught me never to look at things the same. Okay, so it is just after 8. It's like 8:05, and I have to stop at the bank really quickly. That needs to be my first stop, and then we will head out. Looks like we're on line number 3 this week. Oh man, behind Dennis. That's what it looks like. So here I get into line and just get my... Not the most flattering picture, but so now at this point I'll see if I can get footage without feeling too awkward. Not that this isn't awkward enough. But as of right now, we have 4 rows of cars. There are about 20 cars in each row. So we just started row number 4. So then it is just after, well, it's not just after 8. It is now 8:24, and that's with a stop at the bank and driving up here. And the trucks don't come till 9, and then I start rolling out one row at a time. So I always bring my stuff to do. So got my Bible, got some journaling to do, and I have pens. And that's what I do for the next half hour. Good morning. Hi.
What you work on in there?
It's Bible this time.
Ah.
Have a good one. Well, I am back home, and here is today's food truck haul. I will try to create a playlist of all of them, so if you want to go back and kind of check out what we've been, excuse me, what we have been receiving kind of over the weeks, I think that will give you a much better view of how this works in terms of, like, you know, each week. It's so variable because, again, this is all based on what is donated and whatnot. And normally with the food trucks, I have a couple of elderly people that bring and get whatever they want. So, like, I can see for this week they would have taken one of the icebergs, probably a cheese. They probably would have taken all but the cauliflower. So they didn't, and they couldn't make it this week. However, I mentioned in, I think, not last week, but the week before, that there was some other elderly people that go there, and I run into them at my local thrift store, and they heard, you know, that I share with the women in my church. We have a large family. I babysit, and they said, you know, sometimes we have, you know, more than we can use. Maybe we can give you our surplus. And that's actually what this is right here. This is their surplus. There is so many onions and potatoes right here that I'm going to kind of put up and preserve in one way or another. Anyway, so that kind of plays a part into how much we get, if you will. But this is what one family per vehicle would get. And then again, you know, some people have 2 households, or if he wants water, he can have water. You know, sometimes there's multiple households in a vehicle because they carpool and whatnot. So, okay, all that to say, we have 2 slices, or 2 packages of sliced Swiss cheese. It's a kind of unfortunate because yesterday I just bought some sliced cheese because I needed some, and Swiss was one, and here's this today. But yesterday was the only day I really had time to go do my shopping. So this will be great. We will use it for other meals. We have 2 iceberg lettuces here, which this young boy loves. Iceberg lettuce is his favorite. So that will be fantastic. We will probably do some kind of ham and cheese sliders with some iceberg lettuce. That will delight their hearts. We also have 2 cauliflowers. So twice baked cauliflower coming right up. I will leave that recipe down below. And then each vehicle got 3 boxes of these. And I just filmed a video yesterday that you will see tomorrow, having to do with the meal plan for this next week. So stay tuned for that. But this is going to play a huge part in that, so I can't wait to share that video with you. And I will see you next week. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.